God, I come to you today with a heart that feels scattered and divided, pulled in countless directions by the endless stream of notifications, updates, and messages. The glow of my phone has become the first light I see in the morning and the last I see at night. I confess that social media has slowly consumed more and more of my attention, my energy, and my time. What started as a way to connect has become a constant distraction from connecting with you and with those physically present in my life. I find myself mindlessly scrolling when I could be mindfully praying, comparing when I could be contentment, and seeking validation from strangers when I would feel complete in your love alone. Help me recognize that this struggle isn't simply about poor time management. It's about what captures my heart and occupies my thoughts. Lord, you know the complexity of emotions that rise within me each time I open these apps. The momentary excitement followed by emptiness. The brief connection followed by increased loneliness. The initial inspiration that quickly turns to discouragement and comparison. You see how I present a carefully curated version of myself online while hiding my true struggles and fears. Behind my smiling profile picture are tears you've counted and worries you've heard in our private moments together. I'm exhausted from the constant performance, from scrolling through endless highlight reels while my own life feels like deleted scenes and outtakes. I long for authentic community but settle for superficial interactions. I crave deep conversation but accept emoji responses and quick comments. Show me how to engage with technology in ways that honor you and strengthen rather than strain my relationships. These platforms have become intertwined with nearly every aspect of my life. How I communicate, how I remember special moments, how I get information, even how I express my faith. Sometimes I wonder if I even know how to live without this constant digital connection. The thought of disconnecting brings both longing and fear. What would I miss? Who would miss me? How would I stay informed? How would I share important moments? But deeper questions haunt me. When did I become so dependent on this source of validation? When did my worth become tied to likes and follows? When did my attention span shrink to the time between notifications? When did I start caring more about capturing moments for strangers than experiencing them fully with loved ones? I need your wisdom to navigate this digital age with intention rather than addiction. The endless stream of content affects me more than I realize. Images of perfect homes make me discontent with my own humble space that you've provided. Carefully staged family photos make me question my parenting when my own children are struggling. Bodies edited beyond reality make me critical of the vessel you've given me to carry out your purpose. Highlight reels of vacations and achievements make me believe I'm falling behind in a race I was never meant to run. Yet you've always called your people to be set apart, to find satisfaction in you rather than in the world's offerings. To seek first your kingdom, not online kingdoms built on shifting algorithms and fleeting trends. Help me remember that no amount of online affirmation can compare to hearing, "Well done, good and faithful servant," from you. God, I confess that sometimes I use social media to fill empty spaces that were meant for silence and reflection. I reach for my phone when I feel uncomfortable emotions rising, using distraction to avoid dealing with deeper issues you want to heal. I scroll when I'm bored instead of embracing stillness that might allow me to hear your voice more clearly. I post for validation when I'm feeling insecure instead of rooting my identity in who you say I am. I compare my reality to others' carefully crafted images instead of practicing gratitude for what you've given me. The constant stream of information overwhelms my mind and heart, leaving little space for your still, small voice. Help me create healthy boundaries that protect sacred space for our relationship to flourish. Show me how to use these tools without being used by them. Lord, I recognize that technology itself isn't the problem. It's how I use it that matters. These platforms can be used to spread encouragement, truth, and hope in a hurting world. They can connect the isolated, inform the uninformed, and inspire the discouraged. They can be vehicles for your message of love and redemption to reach places I could never go physically. But they can also be weapons that wound, platforms for pride, and breeding grounds for division and dishonesty. They can accelerate gossip, amplify anger, and normalize behavior that grieves your heart. Grant me discernment to use these tools in ways that honor you. Help me be intentional about what I consume and what I contribute. Let my online presence reflect your presence in my life, full of grace and truth, kindness and authenticity. I'm learning that what captures my attention ultimately captures my heart. When I give hours of my limited time to scrolling through strangers' lives, I have less to give to those who need me present. My spouse, my children, my friends, my neighbors. For those watching, we have a special ebook available called Don't Think, Trust and Surrender in the pinned comment below. This resource can help you develop a healthier relationship with social media by surrendering control and trusting God's plan for your attention and time. Remember that while this resource may help, professional guidance is available if your relationship with technology has become truly harmful. Father, help me evaluate how my screen time affects my ability to fulfill the purposes you've given me. Am I too distracted to notice needs around me? Too drained from information overload to serve with energy? Too influenced by worldly values to think according to your word? God, I ask for the courage to honestly assess my relationship with social media. Help me notice my triggers. What emotions or situations send me reaching for my phone? What am I truly seeking when I open these apps? Validation? Escape? Connection? Entertainment? Information? Show me healthier ways to meet these legitimate needs. Give me strength to make changes that might feel uncomfortable at first. Putting my phone away during meals, turning off notifications during prayer time, taking regular digital Sabbaths to reset my focus. When I feel the urge to check my phone first thing in the morning, direct my heart towards seeking your face first instead. When I'm tempted to share something to impress others, help me check my motives and seek to glorify you. When I find myself mindlessly consuming content that leaves me feeling empty, remind me that you offer living water that truly satisfies. Lord, social media connects me to world events in unprecedented ways. I see suffering, injustice, and tragedy from across the globe in real time on my screen. Sometimes the weight of the world's pain becomes overwhelming. I feel helpless, anxious, and desperate as I scroll through endless bad news and conflicting opinions about how to respond. Help me find the balance between staying informed and becoming consumed by things beyond my control. Show me when to step back from the noise to preserve my peace and when to engage meaningfully with issues that break your heart. Give me wisdom to know what requires my awareness, what deserves my action, and what needs to be surrendered to you in prayer. Help me remember that being informed isn't the same as being transformed. Reading about justice isn't the same as pursuing it. Posting about compassion isn't the same as practicing it. I confess that social media sometimes becomes an alternate reality where I present myself as I wish to be seen rather than as I truly am. I filter my appearance, my home, my achievements, and even my spiritual journey to receive approval from others. Yet you call me to walk in truth, to be authentic about my struggles, and to find freedom in transparency rather than performance. You already know the unfiltered reality of my life, the tears behind closed doors, the questions that keep me awake at night, the weaknesses I work hard to hide. And still, you love me completely. Help me find freedom from the exhausting cycle of managing perceptions online. Give me courage to be authentically myself both online and offline, pointing to your strength in my weakness rather than pretending I have it all together. Let me use these platforms to build genuine connections rather than carefully curated impressions. God, reshape my perspective on social media, allowing me to see it as a tool rather than a destination. Help me approach it with intentionality rather than habit, with boundaries rather than unlimited access, with contribution rather than just consumption. Give me wisdom to recognize content that draws me closer to you and courage to unfollow whatever pulls me away from your purposes. When I'm tempted to measure success by metrics and algorithms, remind me that you measure by faithfulness and love. When I feel the pressure to keep up with ever-changing platforms and trends, help me remember that your truth remains constant. Lord, I recognize that true connection happens in vulnerable, face-to-face conversations, not just through screens and keyboards. Give me courage to prioritize depth over breadth in my relationships, quality time over quick responses, and meaningful engagement over passive scrolling. If this prayer has touched your heart today, Please like and share it with someone who might be struggling with social media consumption. Your simple act of sharing could be exactly what someone needs to find freedom and balance.